We're here back in the Fantasy Bar, big Friday night in MLB, and I've got 6 plays for you, including a couple of teammates to get your stack started. A power hitter under 4K with 6 home runs in his last 11 games. A starting pitcher in the value section to make life easy on you. And, of course, my favorite play of the night. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here once again, providing 6 of my favorite plays fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Now, before we get into the plays, a couple things. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That is the tip jar here in the Fantasy Bar. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Going to be adding some NFL videos here shortly. Best ball season in full swing. So going to give you some of my favorite plays at each position for those best ball drafts. So hit that subscribe button. Don't want you guys missing out on those videos here as well. And we'll continue to knock out a few baseball videos each and every week. And make sure you head over to scoresandodds.com/beer. The link right in the description below the video. Click that. Get signed up for all of your sports betting needs. A wealth of information there. Premium picks as well if you don't have the time to dig into the information. But it's going to help you become a better sports bettor. Go check it out today. Scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, for tonight's slate, we have a little bit of rain in a few spots. We have Coors Field. You guys know the rules. No players from Coors. Too easy. Want to get you some guys outside of Coors. So let's do that. Let's start at third base with Boston and Rafael Devers. So an expensive bat to lead us off. We'll find you some value. Don't worry. We're going to save you some money at a few spots. But Devers, one of the premium bats that I definitely want to pay up for here tonight. Big numbers against righties. You see that WOBA over 400, that ISO approaching 350. Also, very good sinker hitter here. 441 WOBA and a 311 ISO against that pitch. And we know Monta's going to throw that pitch a lot. In fact, almost half of the time to left-handed hitters. That's his pitch of choice. Also, gives up a lot of hard contact and a lot of fly balls, which is what we want with power hitters like Devers, 43 and 45% in those categories here. So again, big price to pay on Devers here, but I think he's worth it tonight against Freddie Montas. All right, let's go to the outfield here. Here's a spot we're going to save you some money with Adam Duvall of the Marlins. So Duvall really been locked in here in the power department. 2 straight games with home runs. That gives him 6 home runs now over his last 11 games. And you look at the numbers overall, solid ISO at 266, usually a little bit higher for Adam Duvall. The WOBA kind of lagging behind. But the reason why, look at that BABIP, which stands for batting average on balls in play, just 176 so far this season against left-handed pitching. So been very unlucky here in that department. So still hitting for power, just getting unlucky against lefties. So again, these numbers should be even better, and that's kind of what we've seen from Adam Duvall throughout the course of his career. Very good power hitter against left-handed pitching. Gets a lefty tonight. We want him in those lineups, especially against Drew Smyly. Almost 45% hard contact, almost 42% fly ball rate, 348 WOBA allowed, and an ISO over 200 against right-handed hitters. Duvall a steal tonight, especially on DraftKings at just 3,800. All right, let's go back to the infield for our next pick. Another high-end bat I want to pay for tonight. That's Yuli Gurriel of the Astros. So here's a guy been kind of quiet of late. Houston's offense been very good. Gurriel been kind of silent here, but I think he wakes up in a big way here. And with this big slate, ton of games, Coors Field, plus the recency bias, I don't think there's going to be many people on Gurriel tonight. So you get low ownership here in a good spot. When we look at the Astros, overall, Gurriel, the guy, leads the way against lefties with both a 417 WOBA and a 276 ISO. And Henches has really struggled against righties. We're talking about a WOBA approaching 500 here at 466. A lot of power as well at 255. And a hard contact rate, as you'd expect, sitting at 42%. Astros in another good spot here tonight. Gurriel, the bat I want the most. I think he wakes up in a big way here tonight against Henches. All right, I promise you a starting pitcher in the cheap seats, value pitcher here with some high-end pitchers on the board. Let's save some money here with Logan Gilbert of the Mariners. So, of course, you got the high-end guys, the Scherzers, Lance Lynn in a good matchup with Detroit. If you can make those guys work, always an option here. But if we want Coors, if we want some of these higher-end bats, Gilbert, a guy we can look at as our SP2 on DraftKings and as our primary pitcher here on FanDuel. Now, let's dig into some of the numbers. on Gilbert. We're going to toss out that last start against Chicago. We'll talk about that here momentarily. But we throw that aside, which was a rain-shortened start. This guy's averaging almost 20 DraftKings points per start over his last 4. Now, even that start against Chicago, 2 innings before the rain hit, this guy was at almost 10 DraftKings points with 3 strikeouts. So very well could have been another 20-ish point DraftKings point start for him. So 5 straight starts. This guy has looked phenomenal. Now gets a matchup with the punchless Texas Rangers. We look at the projected starting lineup. We see 6 guys with a 26% or higher strikeout rate against righties. We look at some of the overall arching team numbers here. Texas bottom 12 in strikeouts, as you'd expect. We just talked about WOBA, ISO, WRC plus, all in the bottom 12 of baseball against right-handed pitching. So Logan Gilbert, I think, has a ton of ceiling potential here, and price lagging behind in the mid-range. Take advantage here tonight with this matchup against the Texas Rangers. All right, back to the bats here. Back to the outfield with Austin Meadows of the Rays. This guy's absolutely pummeled right-handed pitching this season. You see a big 350 ISO, WOBA over 400. Also a very good fastball hitter. And Manoah going to throw that pitch a lot, 43% on average. 2 left-handed hitters, 428 WOBA and 338 ISO against that number. And Manoah's allowed a big 359 WOBA, 2 left-handed hitters this season. So Meadows been fantastic. We know the power has been there. Prices come down a little bit. We saved you some money with Gilbert. We saved you some money with Duvall. Don't be afraid to pull the trigger here at 4,900 on DraftKings for Austin Meadows in a good matchup here tonight with the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. But before we do that, we want to continue our Beast of the Night contest, free to play. All you have to do, get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on FanDuel tonight. The closest guess will win themselves a free 3-day pass to RotoGrinders Premium or a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. Let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play for Friday night, you know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. I promised you a set of teammates, and we're going to do that right now. Get a little stack started for you. We're going to go back to the infield at second base with Brandon Lau of the Rays, tonight's Beast of the Night. So back-to-back Rays here for a reason. Another guy that's swinging a very good stick right now. Not quite to the Adam Duvall level, but 4 home runs for him over the last 9. Big numbers against righties, 247 ISO, 378 weighted OBA, but very good against fastballs. We talked about it with Meadows. Lau, another guy, 429 WOBA, 396 ISO, so a ton of power against the fastball. And Manoah, again, going to throw that 43% of the time, has given up a lot of fly balls at 46%, and the hard contact rate at 35%. So Manoah's look good at times. I think the Rays get the better of him here. Meadows, Lau, a fantastic start. 2-year stack with Brandon Lau, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that wraps up for Friday night in the Fantasy Bar. Any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget my fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on FanDuel for a shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. Make sure you check out scoresandodds.com/beer. Also, the DFS OGs, Head Chopper Notorious, and myself back in action every single Wednesday. Recorded our first podcast the other day talking some NFL team totals, some NBA, some golf. Make sure you check that out and join us each and every Wednesday as we approach the NFL season. From RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday, and we'll see you back here next week.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.